Here's the hard truth most people don't want to hear. After the age of 55, the way you save can actually hurt you more than it helps you. I know that sounds strange, especially if you've been doing everything right your entire life. You've saved consistently, you've contributed to your pension or retirement annuity, and you've stayed out of debt. You've followed all the advice, and yet, with all of that, many South Africans over the age of 55 are quietly making mistakes that could cost them hundreds of thousands, even millions, in their final working years. The scary part, they're not reckless, they're disciplined, and they're just like you and me, normal people. According to Vanguard's global research and what we see every week working with South African clients nearing retirement, most people in their late 50s and early 60s are saving in ways that feel safe, but are actually holding them back. So in today's video, I'll show you what the data quietly reveals, why these mistakes hit the hardest after the age of 55, and what small, smart shifts can completely change your retirement outcome. Because at this stage, every rand, every decision, and every year matters more than ever before. Welcome back to the Family Wealth Retirement Channel. I'm Hardy Swart, Certified Financial Planner and a Director at Family Wealth Custodians. For more than 15 years, I've helped South Africans plan for retirement and protect their wealth, especially in the decade leading up to retirement when every single decision matters. If you're new to this channel, our goal is simple. We want to help as many retirees and pre-retirees as possible to make smarter financial decisions so that they can retire with confidence and peace of mind. Before we dive in, remember to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an episode. As always, this video is for educational purpose only. It doesn't constitute personal financial advice. Everyone's situation is unique. So please consult with a professional or a certified financial planner before making any big financial decisions. The first mistake we often see is stopping or slowing down your retirement contributions too early. One of the biggest surprises from the research, both from the Vanguard and from South Africa's 10x Retirement Reality Report, is that a large portion of South Africans over the age of 55 have either stopped saving for retirement or admit their plan is definitely not or probably not on track. In fact, the report shows that roughly 2/3 of adults have no formal retirement plan, and nearly 3 in 10 people over the age of 55 say they're not confident in the plan that they actually have. If we think about this, no one would ever build a house without a clearly defined architectural plan. You will also not start a business without a business plan. But for some reason, so many retirees find themselves in a place where they're entering this next phase, the most important phase of their entire savings sort of journey, without a clearly structured retirement plan. This shows a clear pattern. Even in your highest earning years, many people slow down or stop saving when they should be accelerating their contributions. The problem is, your final 10 years are your most powerful years of compounding. When you stop too early, you lose 3 big advantages. The first one, tax deductions. You can still deduct up to 27.5% of your taxable income, capped at 350,000 Rand per year. Secondly, it's a catch-up opportunity. If your kids are grown and debt is paid, then this is your last and probably best chance to push hard while earning a strong income. And thirdly, disallowed contributions. Even if you've exceeded the tax limit, you still get those contributions back tax-free under Section 10C when you retire, which can be a massive benefit when you actually start drawing an income. So when you pause those last few years, you're not just saving less, you're walking away from compound growth and tax benefits that can never be recovered. The second mistake we often see is paying hidden fees that quietly erode your wealth. This is one of the biggest silent destroyers of wealth for South African retirees, and most people don't even realize it's happening. Every year, retirees lose thousands of rands to layers of unnecessary and often hidden costs. These can include administration fees, policy fees, marketing charges, platform fees, commissions, and even built-in trailer advisor fees, all quietly deducted from your investment without you ever noticing. To make sense of it all, the financial services industry introduced something called the Effective Annual Cost, EAC. This is a standardized measure that shows your total all-in annual fee percentage, including advice, administration, investment management, and any other costs. Understanding your EAC is essential because it tells you exactly how much you're paying and to who. Once you have that clarity, you can start asking the right questions. For instance, if you're paying an advice fee, are you actually getting strategic, ongoing guidance that moves the needle in your financial life? Or just an annual product review? If you're paying asset management fees, are your funds consistently outperforming their benchmarks? Or are you just paying a premium for average performance? And if you're being charged an administration fee, what are you really getting in return? A mediocre platform with mediocre services, or a world-class platform offering consolidated reporting, transparency, and seamless service? We often see insurance-linked retirement annuities and investment products with EACs ranging from 2.5% to as high as 4% per year. At Family Wealth Custodians, we prefer using linked investment service providers, the likes of Allan Gray, 91, Signia, and a couple of others. These are highly regulated, fully transparent platforms where all fees are disclosed and where we can access high-quality, low-cost investment solutions. That small percentage difference might not sound like much, but on a 5 million rand portfolio, just a 1 to 2% extra in fees can mean 50 to 100,000 rand lost every single year. And worse, those aren't just lost in fees. That's lost compound growth that you'll never recover. Taking the time to understand your own EAC, align your investments with low-cost, high-quality platforms, and ensure you're actually getting value for the advice you pay for can save you hundreds of thousands of rands over your retirement, all without taking on more risk. The third mistake is holding too much cash. This is a big one, especially among South Africans who are tired of market volatility. It feels safer to park my money in cash. It might be money market funds, fixed deposit, or a notice account. But here's the reality. With long-term inflation sitting around 6% and medical inflation much closer to 10 to 12%, cash doesn't preserve your wealth. It quietly erodes it. If you're earning 7%, for instance, before tax, you're effectively going backwards after inflation and tax are deducted. Yes, keep enough funds for liquidity and short-term needs, but the rest of your portfolio still needs growth assets like equities, property, and offshore exposure to protect your future purchasing power. At Family Wealth Custodians, we use the 3-bucket system where we allocate funds into short, medium, and long-term buckets depending on your unique needs. Otherwise, you risk a slow, invisible loss in your standard of living. Another major issue Vanguard identified globally, and one we see in South Africa almost every week, is concentration risk. It often happens gradually. Many professionals in their late career hold a significant portion of their wealth in their employer's share, usually through staff incentive schemes, share options, or bonuses paid in stock. It's understandable, it's familiar, it's performed well, and it feels like loyalty, but the risk is enormous. If that company experiences downturn, you could face a double hit. Your income and your investment portfolio could both suffer at the same time. I recently met with a client, an executive at a large listed company, whose portfolio was heavily concentrated in his company shares. Even though the share price had performed exceptionally well, our advice was clear. Sell a portion and diversify. It wasn't about doubting the company's future. It was about protecting his financial independence from a single point of failure. And in South Africa, there's another layer of risk. Overexposure to one economy and one currency. A truly balanced retirement portfolio should include a meaningful offshore allocation, giving your money access to global markets, different sectors, and stronger currencies. This isn't about chasing the next big return. It's about hedging against local, political, economic, and currency risks and ensuring your lifestyle is protected no matter what happens in one company or in one country. Because at the end of the day, diversification isn't about being clever, it's about being prepared. Here's a simple fix that few people use: automation. Vanguard's data shows that people who automate their contributions and annual increases consistently save more and retire earlier. Why? Because they take the emotion out of the process. When markets drop, they don't pause or panic. When bonuses come in, the debit order has already done the work. On most South African platforms, you can set your contributions to automatically increase by 5 to 10% each year. That single decision can add millions of rands in your extra capital over your final decade before retirement with no extra effort. Mistake 6. Not reviewing your plan regularly. Here's the truth. Your 50s and 60s are the most financially complex years of your life. You're balancing retirement planning, tax optimization, medical cover, estate structuring, maybe even supporting adult children or parents. Yet, most people haven't reviewed their portfolios in years. The investment mix that made sense at 45 could be completely wrong at the age of 60. So, what should you do if you're over the age of 55? Here's your 5-step action plan. First of all, keep contributing. Maximize your tax deductions while you still can. Secondly, cut unnecessary fees. Move to transparent, low-cost investment structures. Third, diversify globally. Spread your risk across markets and different currencies. Fourth, automate. Set and forget your monthly and annual increases. And fifth, review regularly. Make sure your plan stays aligned with your unique goals and aspirations. When all these work together, your plan moves from uncertain to intentional. You stop hoping your retirement will be okay, and you start knowing you've done what's needed to make it secure. If you're over the age of 55 and unsure whether you're saving in the right way, you're not alone. At Family Wealth Custodians, we specialize in helping South Africans in their 50s and 60s plan, protect, and grow their wealth with confidence and clarity. Click the link in the description below to join our retirement community, where we share weekly videos, practical tools, and step-by-step strategies to help you retire smarter. And remember, it's never too late to make a small change that can transform your financial future. If you'd like to talk to one of our team members and book a complimentary exploration call to see how we could potentially help you build a retirement plan that works, then click in the description below and we will schedule a consultation. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. My name is Hardy Swart. This is Family Wealth. Keep investing into your future.